I recently was a part of a global white paper on leadership development trends, and there's some great research in this report. In fact, of the hundreds of organizations that they surveyed, half of those organizations said that they pour money into leadership development solely for the purpose of developing and training new and existing leaders within their organization. That's great news. As a matter of fact, we'd love to see more of that. But this is what they're doing right here. They're not only on the next generation of leaders, but their current leadership, and they're developing them and putting them together and giving them resources. Great news. However, 4 out of 10 organizations, 42%, said that they don't have a leadership matrix or any kind of competency framework to guide their leadership development efforts. Meaning, they don't have a formal list of what their leaders are supposed to have, core competencies. They don't have this formalized list, they kind of have it in their head. So what this plays out in the real world is that you've got leaders that have a set of skills that they're working on and things that they're doing. You see that they need leadership and development training, and so you go out and search and find the latest and greatest leadership trends, maybe something that's trending and going on and things are looking really good. So you sign them up for that particular leadership development, and they'll get something out of it because it's good stuff, but it's not quite what they need. It's not the thing that they are really needing. So what we have going on is the strategy is not lining up properly. The operational strategy, leadership development. What are we going to do to train our leaders and really lift them up? We want to do this, but what's failing is our strategy, the operational side of things. So if you don't have a leadership matrix, all that is just a simple spreadsheet. And this also comes from that white paper, some really good ideas. So for example, you've got your list of leaders, say your C-suite, and then across the top you have the core competencies that you think those leaders should have. And then you might have the next list would be mid-level leaders. What are their core competencies that they need to have? Then underneath that might be managers or line leaders. What are their competencies, supervisors, and so on. And so now you've got a matrix of leadership competencies that each group should have. And as you look at them, you can say, oh, well, you're strong here, excellent job. Here's an area you're not as strong. Let's find a leadership training or development program that we could use to pour into that and raise that up and strengthen that. Now we're really getting this going because the strategy is working properly. It's moving properly toward that leadership development. One of the tools that I'm using is the MindSuite GPS, because oftentimes leaders will think they know what's going on in the organization. I think my leaders need this kind of training and development. And yet the leaders themselves are thinking, well, that was great that I'm in a culture that wants to develop me and they're pouring into me, but that really wasn't anything I needed as a leader. And they don't know how to exactly express that. The MindSuite GPS helps us as leaders to know what's really going on in our organizations. We have a complimentary GPS checkup. Click on the link. Let's start the conversation and let's see if we can't help you and bring some value to what you've got going on in your organization so that you can see how you can align your strategy and your communication, all the different things that you're doing with your leadership development so that you know exactly what's going on so that you're choosing the right path and the right leadership resources to pour into your team and see your organization moving forward.